What's good, Redskins fans? I just want to say thank you to everybody who supported me during the stream, who came through the stream the other day for day 3. That was super lit. Actually, the whole draft. I had a blast the whole time from drafting Chase Young and scaring my son all the way to drafting AGG Antonio Gandy-Golden in the 4th round. Day 3, I had a blast with that stream. I was on live for like 3 hours. It was a blast. We were rocking. We was going crazy in there like it was RFK Stadium. We were just bouncing, having a lot of fun, man, for the draft. It was lit, man. And like I said before, that was the only live sports we have right now. That was the only live sports we've had for a month and a half. So this draft was a unique experience. We've never seen anything like it. Virtual draft. So it was pretty cool. I had a blast, man. It was honestly almost as fun as like a Super Bowl or something. Because like I said, we haven't had live sports in forever. So in this video, we're going to be breaking down the draft. I'll be giving a grade to each pick and an overall grade for Kyle Smith and Ron Rivera's first draft together, working together. So the Ron Rivera era. So I am collabing with Redskinsnews247 on Instagram, so make sure you guys check him out. Make sure you follow him on the gram. He's a great follow. Big Redskins fan. And we talked about Antonio Gandy-Golden before, I want to say before the season even started, honestly, or while the season was going on, like back in maybe November or something. We're talking about AGG. So I got to shout out Key himself too. That's my guy. He was the biggest Antonio Gandy-Golden fan. But we'll get into AGG. That was probably my favorite pick other than Chase Young. So of course the first pick that we had, number 2, was Chase Young, the Predator out of PG Canada, DMV. Great guy. I heard he was singing the hell to the Redskins song. I didn't watch his virtual live party. I didn't watch that. I know he went outside and thanked his family in the rain or something like that when he got drafted. But there's not much to say, man. It is an A+. That's an A+ pick. The generational talent, the all-pro player. We already know what Chase is going to be. We're expecting him. I think he's going to have 10 sacks next year. That's what we're expecting. People think he's going to have 15 sacks his rookie year or 12 and a half. So I think he's going to have 10, and 10 is pretty good, but we're worried about the long term. I think he's going to make this team better. I think he's going to make Jonathan Allen better, who just got picked up for the 5th-year option. I think he's going to make Matt Ioannidis better. I think he's going to make Montez Sweat better. Out of everybody, I think he's going to make Montez Sweat better. He's going to motivate him and push him to play better, and also it's going to make it easier for him. We still have Ryan Kerrigan, Jonathan Allen, Deron Payne, Tim Settle, all those guys, Ryan Anderson. The list goes on and on. Chase Young is just going to make everybody better. They want to compare him, of course, to the Bosa brothers, with Nick Bosa making the 49ers defensive line better. So I can't wait to see Chase Young play football. So that alone made our draft kind of an A+. But of course, you got to talk about all the other picks. I mean, everybody was talking about trading back and all this stuff. And remember the terrible rumors of going after Tua. And I was just so happy that it's finally over with, man. We finally sealed the deal and brought the young kid home, man, so he can have the chicken wings and mumbo sauce again from the DMV. So I'm so happy for the kid. He's back home, man. So I won't even talk about that one too much because we talked about Chase Young so much. So let's get into the other guys. We didn't have a 2nd-round pick, so we had Antonio Gibson in the 3rd round, pick 66, the 2nd pick of the 3rd round. That one, at first I thought it was a head-scratcher, I'm not going to lie, because I didn't watch Memphis football. Never really heard of Antonio Gibson until recently. Now, I saw him in every mock draft I saw for the Redskins. Nobody picked him. Nobody had him in a mock draft. So, and I don't think we even met with Antonio Gibson. That doesn't really matter. There's a lot of times where you don't meet with players and you end up drafting them anyway. So, and you know, they met with KJ Hill twice and they ended up not drafting him at all. Nobody drafted KJ Hill into the 7th round. But let's get back to Antonio Gibson, the Army Swiss knife. And I'll read you what Redskinsnews247 has to say about Antonio Gibson as well. I like that pick. It had to grow on me a little bit. I turned on his highlights. And you want to watch full games instead of just highlights. But 77 touches, 13, 14 touchdowns out of 77 touches. That's incredible. That's crazy. That's a human highlight film right there. They compare him to Percy Harvin, Alvin Kamara. And he has that build, 6 feet, 220 pounds. He's not 6'2", but he's 6 feet. He's strong as an ox, breaks tackles, very shifty. Great punt returner, great kick returner, can be a receiver, can be a running back. He's just an athlete. He's just an athletic guy. You plug and play him wherever you want on the field, whether it's running back, slot, outside receiver. He's going to be doing it all this year. And Scott Turner is in love with the guy, so he's going to get a lot of playing time. He's going to make this team. And it's really interesting because we already have a lot of running backs on this team. And people are arguing whether he's a wide receiver or running back. But like I said, he's just a football player, really. That's the way you got to look at him. Old Scott McCloughan type. You just got to say he's a football player. So Antonio Gibson, I'm excited to see him play, man. They say he could be the Christian McCaffrey of this team. So I give that grade a A minus. I give it an A. I don't give it an A plus or an A. I think it was a good pick. There were other guys on the board like a Brian Edwards out of South Carolina, the receiver. There was Josh Jones. A lot of people, the left tackle. A lot of people were upset that we didn't end up getting Josh Jones, who was available there and got picked. I want to say like 2 or 3 picks later, and Brian Edwards got picked a couple picks later in the 3rd round. So either one of those guys, I would have been happy with Brian Edwards, but I'm happy we got Antonio Gibson, especially for this offense. I think Scott Turner really wants a versatile running back that he knows will be available, not injured. And he wants to play Antonio Gibson with Darius Geis and AP on the field at the same time. So my man's Redskinsnews247, what he had to say, he said he's a very versatile player that I can't wait to watch play in Scott Turner's offense. He's a Swiss Army knife that can do so many things and make a lot of big plays. I'll give this pick a grade of an A. I give it an A minus. Now moving on to Sadiq Charles. My man Sadiq Charles out of LSU. We know he has some question marks off the field, but I think he's a great replacement for Trent Williams. Now, I'm not going to say he's going to be as good as Trent. Of course, he's a rookie, so it's going to take some time to develop. In the NFC East, there's some good, there's some good defenders. There's DeMarcus Lawrence for the Cowboys. There's other guys in the NFC East that he's going to have to be guarding 2 times a year. So he will be tested. He will be, and we do play the Niners with Nick Bosa. But I love the Sadiq Charles pick. I think he's a great player. He loves to go out there and block on the screen. So I can't wait to see us throw a screen pass to Antonio Gibson, and the Sadiq is just running up the field, just mauling guys, pancaking guys. The only thing to work on him is, of course, getting stronger. Everybody can get stronger. So working on strength is going to be something for him. Discipline, doing the right things on and off the field. I think he's a great pick. And then Joe Burrow, he played for LSU. Joe Burrow was never touched. Joe Burrow used to sit back there for like 10 seconds. Then he throw the ball to Justin Jefferson, or then he throw the ball to Jamar Chase. So Sadiq Charles was instrumental in that championship. He was a big piece. Left tackle, the blind side guy for Dwayne Haskins. So I think he's a great potential replacement for Trent Williams. I love that draft pick. I give that a solid A in the 4th round. He was really supposed to go in the 2nd round. And the only reason why he dropped that far to the 4th is because of the off-the-field things, the positive drug tests. And with the CBA, they're going to be more lenient with that. They're not really going to be testing for reefer as much, So the only knock is, Yahoo Sports, they reported that he's a follower rather than a leader. But I think Ron Rivera is the best coach for somebody like that who had some troubles in the past. I think we all know Ron Rivera is a disciplinarian type of guy. And he's a player coach at the same time, a military guy. So he just doesn't play around. We already know that. I think Sadiq will be able to grow up as a young man into a man being coached by Ron Rivera. So I can't wait to see the guy play. Redskinsnews247 said an athletic lineman that played on LSU's national championship team. Love this pick. You win games in the trenches on both the offensive and defensive side of the football, and I think Sadiq Charles will come in and help us do that. Not to mention he'll be going up against our defensive line every day in practice. I give this pick a grade of an A. Ditto. We're on the same page right there. Antonio Gandy-Golden, that was my favorite pick. Other than Chase Young, this was my favorite pick out of the draft. I was excited. I was hyped. If you're on the stream, I was hyped. I was lit when we got AGG, man, because we need somebody else to help out Terry McLaurin and Steve Sims. And no knock on Kelvin Harmon. I love Kelvin Harmon. My roster, it's going to be competition. Every position is a lot of competition. Running back now, wide receiver, even quarterback with Kyle Allen and Dwayne. I think Dwayne's going to beat out Kyle Allen, of course. But there's competition basically at every position except for, Chase Young and Montez Sweat and John Allen, even John Allen, Deron Payne. Man, somebody's going to have to, the front 4 is going to be a tough decision, who's going to start. But everybody's going to get ample playing time, I feel like, anyway. So I'm not concerned about who starts with the front 4, in my opinion. But Antonio Gandy-Golden is a beast, man. The guy is a gymnastics guy. I mean, who knows? They showed him on ESPN doing freaking front flips and back flips and all kinds of. He's just an athletic freak. He's 6'4". I mean, the guy has good hands, good speed. Yards after the catch is awesome. Breaks a lot of tackles. I mean, he's going to be great for us. And we needed somebody who's over 6 feet. Everybody wanted that red zone threat, the guy that can get the jump ball. And he's that guy. I think he's going to be great for that. And he played against some good competition in a couple games. When he played against UVA, he played against Baylor, and he stood out. He played well. So the only knock, I guess, is that he went to Liberty. That's the only knock that everybody's trying to say, and that he's slow. And he's really not that slow. Everybody's acting like he ran like a 4.8 40. I think he ran like a 4.6, if I'm not mistaken. And all that doesn't really matter to me, to be honest with you. As long as you can go out there and run routes and get it done, AGG is going to be a beast for us. I love that pick. He was doing the Rubik's Cube and all that. It was just awesome, man. He's a smart guy. Jack of all trades. I can't wait to see the guy play. He's going to be lit on this team. He's definitely going to get a roster spot. He should be starting on this team, in my opinion. Redskinsnews247, this year's wide receiver class is what made him fall to the 4th round. The wide receiver that can go up and get it, run past the defensive back to catch a pass and stride, and he can block very well. Watched a lot of him in college, and I think he has the potential to do some very great things in the NFL. Gave this pick an A+. So I gave it an A+ as well. Moving on to the 5th round. I'll be quick with these guys. I think the picks in the 5th through 7th weren't the best picks in my opinion. This is where the grades go down, where we give Chase Young an A+, AGG A+, Sadiq an A, and Antonio Gibson an A-. This is where it drops off. Keith Ishmael is the guy's name, the center. I feel like there were some other guys you could have got there at that position for the value of the pick, and he's basically going to be a reserve center. You know, Chase Rouillet is going to be starting, and I feel like they say he can play right guard and left guard, but of course Brandon Sheriff's going to start, and I feel like Wes Martin's going to win that battle against Wes Schweitzer. So I feel like there's some better players we could have got there in the 5th round. Maybe we could have got a corner and Bryce Hall. I know the injuries are a concern, but cornerback position is very, very thin for this team, and they said Bryce Hall was going to be ready by training camp. I feel like we should have went with Bryce Hall. Now, Keith Ishmael is very good. He's versatile. He started I think he started 12 or 13 games last year at the center position, so that's his best position, but he is versatile. It's a depth draft move where I feel like we could have got Bryce Hall, who was a very good corner out of Virginia. So I do like Keith Ishmael. I think he's a good player. But the grade for me for that pick is, Redskinsnews247 gave that pick a B as well. I give it like a B-. I give it a B-. Keith Ishmael, he can play guard and center. I love having those guys on the team. You can only have so many guys on the NFL roster, so having a guy that can play both guard and center is good. Didn't watch much tape on him, but I've heard some good things. Ditto, I didn't watch much. I think it was just San Diego State as well. Khaliki Hudson, this is an interesting guy here. Linebacker. Once again, I thought we should have went after a corner or a tight end at this time, but all the tight ends really went off the board. Hunter Bryant and Thaddeus Moss were the 2 tight ends that were left that were available. For some reason, it looks like coaches and GMs just didn't like those 2 guys. But to get back to Khaliki Hudson, he's a very good special teams guy, outside linebacker, can play safety as well. He played better, I want to say, an outside linebacker in Michigan. So very speedy guy, not the fastest guy, but has good speed. Very great special teams guy. Was good at blocking punts at Michigan. So that would be interesting seeing him do that for the Washington Redskins if he makes the roster. I honestly don't really think he's going to make the roster. There's a lot of linebackers on his roster. Thomas Davis, Reuben Foster, if he ever gets healthy. Cole Holcomb, John Bostic will probably make the team. Sean Deion Hamilton should make the team. Kevin Pierre-Louis, we just signed him. So there's a good amount of linebackers on this roster. So I really, Josh Harvey Clemens is still on the roster too. I don't know if he's going to make the team for sure though. But there's a good amount of linebackers on this roster. So I don't know if Khaliki Hudson is going to really make this team. Cameron Curl out of Arkansas. Yeah, they called him, in Redskins News247 said, I heard them call him a poor man's Isaiah Simmons. So it'll be very interesting to see him play in this defense. I see him coming in and contributing on special teams. Right, that's the same thing I basically said as well. Gives him a grade of B+. So I give it about a B or a B-. Cameron Curl out of Arkansas. This guy's interesting. He got suspended for flirting with cheerleaders of the opposite team. So that's very funny. I watched his highlights. He gets around, man. He's a good special teams player as well. He gets around. He's pretty quick. Can play. He gets across the field. I mean, he's got some athleticism to him. I can see him maybe making a team. I don't know if he will, but I give that one a B-. He's a good tackler. He's good at forcing fumbles. I saw that. He forced a lot of fumbles. Played in the SEC, so he's played against great competition. My man's Redskins News247 a 3-year starter that has good size and can come up and make a tackle. I want to see how that he develops at the next level, but I'll give this pick a grade of a B+ for the potential late round value we got. I give it a solid B. Not too high. B+. That's how I feel about the pick. I feel like there were some other guys we could have got as well. He can hit, though. He can really hit. So he was suspended for flirting with cheerleaders. So, those are the only off-the-field problems with him. But I think he has a chance. He's going to compete with maybe DeShazer Everett for the special team safety. So we'll see about that. Last pick was James Smith-Williams. I wasn't too happy about this pick, a defensive end. There's no way he's making this team. There's no way. Chase Young, Montez Sweat, Ryan Anderson, Ryan Kerrigan, Nate Orchard, the Angry Orchard, the guy we just re-signed, who I like a lot, who was a great special teams player as well, blocked a punt last year against the Giants. I don't see him beating out Nate Orchard. I don't see him, might not even beat out Ryan B. if Ryan B comes out and tries out again. I think he's on the practice squad if I'm not mistaken. So I just don't think this guy's going to make the team. And I think we got lucky with getting Thaddeus Moss. I feel like we got lucky with getting him and Hunter Bryant in the undrafted free agent pool, to be honest with you. We got lucky with that. So I guess they knew. I guess they just knew something that we didn't know, and I guess they thought that Thaddeus Moss was really going to be available as an undrafted free agent. So we lucked up with that one. I'm happy we got Thaddeus Moss as an undrafted free agent. But if we didn't get Thaddeus Moss or Hunter Bryant in the 7th round, because those guys being picked in the 7th round, that would have been a great pick to me. Because Hunter Bryant was projected as a 3rd round pick or a 4th round pick by a lot of sports experts. Same thing with Thaddeus Moss. Thaddeus Moss was projected to go in the 4th, 5th round. Some had him in the 3rd round. So to get one of those guys in the 7th round, that's what I thought would have been the right move. Or even AJ Green or Lamar Jackson, the 2 corners, because we're very thin at the cornerback spot. Ronald Darby is injury prone, and Fabian Moreau is injury prone as well. Kendall Fuller is a slot corner. And like I said, Jimmy Moore is young and he's learning the game. So I feel like we should have got better at corner. For us not to draft a corner in the draft at all, not take a look at Lamar Jackson, not take a look at AJ Green from Oklahoma State, was inexcusable in my opinion. It was unacceptable by Ron Rivera and Kyle Smith. Those are the only problems I had with the draft, was them not doing that. I thought they should have went that route. And that's the only problems I have. Other than that, I thought it was a great draft. But them not addressing the cornerback position in the draft was just, come on now. And let's see here. About the J. Smith Williams pick, Redskinsnews247 said he battled some injuries throughout his college career. If he stays healthy at the next level, I can see him being a nice backup and solid rotational player on our defensive line. At his size, 6'4", and 265 pounds and a half, 4.6 speed is good. I'll give this pick a grade of a B because of the potential upside. Now, yeah, J. Smith Williams has been injury prone in his career at NC State. They said other than 2018, he didn't play more than 6 games. Now he can rush the passer. He's decent at that. He's more of a special teams guy, as I see, and I just don't see him making the team. Maybe practice squad, and that's about it. So once again, I had a blast at the draft party, you guys. I had a draft party day too as well. I had a blast. A lot of people came in the stream, had a great time. It was ecstatic. I had a great time. I had a blast, man. It was awesome. Like I said, it was like a Super Bowl. For real, because we haven't had sports in a long time. But my favorite pick was AGG, Antonio Gandy-Golden, and let's see here. Redskinsnews247 gave the overall grade of this draft an A+. I gave it about a B+. I gave it a B+. The first half of the draft was awesome, and then the second half of the draft it just tailed off. They got some depth guys and some guys that I don't really think are going to make the team. Now, the roster is going from 53 to 58, I think, this year with the new CBA rule. But after the AGG pick, I think it just it tailed off a little bit, in my opinion. I thought, like I said, the Gibson pick was cool. The Sadiq Charles pick was awesome. And the AGG pick was awesome. I love those picks. And then Chase Young was the no-brainer pick. That was awesome. So I give this draft about a B. I give it a B, B+. That's how I'm feeling. It wasn't an A, it wasn't an A+. Wasn't an A-. I gave it about a B or B+. So you guys let me know what you think about the draft, what your grade was. And then also I will be going live tomorrow night at 7 to talk about the draft signings and the undrafted free agent signings as well. I do want to make a separate video breaking down the undrafted free agents like Thaddeus Moss, the guy Isaiah Wright out of Temple, Steven Montez, the guy from Colorado, and then we signed another receiver. I think his name was like John Johnson or something like that. So I do want to talk about those guys. All right, y'all. Hail to them Skins. Peace.